Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever airing of the Rafael Antonio Garcia Kika Mejia Rapa Mariana Pendavis show, starring me, your host, Rafael Antonio Garcia Kika Mejia Rapa Mariana Pendavis. We have so many wonderful teachers around the school tonight that are going to be on the show, and first on the set, I want to welcome Mr. Jacob Ramirez.
Thanks.
We actually couldn't afford to have him on tonight, so you gotta come with me.
Wait. I'll do it for free, guys. I'll do it for free. You bunch of slackers.
In a last-ditch effort to steer us away from that really awkward moment, let's take it away with some carpool karaoke with the world-renowned chemist from the exotic land of Morocco, Mr. Ahmed Belmir.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Thanks for offering me a ride home, Mr.
No
Bum.
problem, Rafa. Oh, sorry, 1 second.
You need any help, or
That's okay, I got it.
sure?
Yeah. He's a big one.
Here, let me help you with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ready to go?
Yep. 1 second. No, I'm not great in chemistry, cause that drives me crazy. No. I'll just jump in my birthday suit and let everything. What's the birthday suit?
It's just, don't worry about it. It's fine.
That's what I like.
Gotta say, Mr. Belmir, you have a gorgeous voice.
When kids do chemistry, right?
You're like Bruno Mars.
I'm better than Bruno Mars.
You're better than Bruno Mars.
I know chemistry. You know what's better? Trips to Morocco.
Oh. We thought you had to dance.
I know how to dance. I don't know what I know how to do things. Whoa, I know that you don't want it, but you're so fine like silicon dioxide. Whoa. Which one's your house?
Oh, it's right here. Thanks, Mr. Belmir.
No problem. Don't forget to do your IA.
I won't. I never actually finished my IA. And now it's time for our next segment, Two Truths and a Lie, with our very own VB Johnson and Richard A. No one knows what the A stands for. Probably aerodynamics. Lines. What are you doing?
I'm taking off my sweater, Rafael. That's what I do, within 2 minutes of every day. Plus or minus 30 seconds. How's everybody doing today? Yes? No?
Here's Mrs. Johnson.
Hey guys, I need everyone to use their IDs right now. I need to see IDs on. If you do not have an ID, you will be going to the office next class period. Also, no phones. I want them in a zipped up bag. No pockets, no laps. Don't just dim them. I want them in a zipped up pocket. If you do not have, or if you have your phone out, you will not be getting credit hours. I'm sorry. I'm ready.
How the game works is each person is going to be telling the other person 3 statements, and the other person has to guess which 2 statements are truth and which is the lie. Mr. Lyons, why don't we start with you?
Well, let's see. I used to live in Guatemala. I'm a speed skater. And my first word was quantum mechanics.
Oh, it's the first one.
Ha 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 ha. No, it was the last one.
Oh, well, speed skating's a very interesting hobby.
It is. And you really thought it was the first one?
Of course not. Okay, it's my turn. So, I love bananas. I have to use dictionaries to reach the top of my podium, and I have 2 beautiful children.
What's your boy's name? Wyatt? And then the other one, what was it? Paprika? Cinnamon? Oh, right. Her name was Ginger.
Speaking of Ginger, actually, she was just in a play. She was in Cinderella. She played Cinderella. She was only the understudy, but, you know. And if you ever want tickets to any of her shows, you can come to contact me. Also, you know, she's been getting into slime recently, so if anyone needs slime, please come take it out of my house. Oh, and if anyone's heard of a band camp for Wyatt, he really, really wants to work with one of the high school directors. I mean, he just has so much talent.
How about we get back to the game?
And I was thinking about this last night. I mean, if you look at Sweetheart of the Sandra Bong from Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried, Mary Ann Bell is trying to run away from the societal expectation that she's going to be married. I mean, if you think about it, even her name, Mary Ann, Marion, Miriam, marry him, and then bells, like church bells. I mean, it's all just symbolism for the fact that she doesn't want to get married.
Okie dokie. Alright, well, I think it's time for me to go to my training. Rafael, don't forget that we have a mock paper 1 tomorrow. And remember, no crying in physics.
Oh no, Ginger's sick again. Thank you for having us on Rafael.
Well, that's it for our Two Truths and a Lie segment. Our next segment is going to be reading mean tweets.
The last time Dr. Igo gave a 100 on a test, the dinosaurs were still alive. I'm just kidding, I love you guys.
I just don't understand why Miss Umbler gets so crazy when I show up late to class. Ok. En réalité, d'être à l'heure est la chose la plus importante dans la vie. Si tu es en retard pour ton métier, ça c'est un grand problème. Si tu es en retard pour ton métier, tu vas être renvoyé, tu vas être au chômage, tu vas mourir. C'est ça la réalité de la vie, en réalité.
If only Mr. Line's class went by as fast as he speed skates. Actually, in your frame of reference, time goes by slower, since light draws a longer path to me while I'm not at rest. So, nice try. I'll take that as a compliment.
If I had a nickel for every time Miss Kime told us to open up to our table of contents, I could have paid for Ramirez to teach TOK.
Miss Johnson being able to see over the podium is as much of a stretch as the extended metaphor she comes up with in class. I follow Margaret Atwood on Twitter.
I'm so tired of Miss O'Keefe saying fractions are your friends. Okay.
I was in desperate need of a primary source for the Civil War. Then I realized I could just talk to Dr. Igo.
So that's all the mean tweets we have for tonight. Our next segment is a fan favorite. Tonight, my personal history queen will be writing the Rafael Antonio Banderas Appalachian Mountain Show's thank you notes. Welcome, Mrs. Kime. As the kids say, Kime time is prime time.
Thank you, 3 subject spirals, for being too small for an entire year of notes. Thank you, FDR, for being the worst president this country has ever seen. Thank you, reading quizzes, for allowing me to be able to tell which of my students do not read their textbooks. Thank you, open door policies, for allowing me to hear all the kids skipping class. Thank you, Andrew Doan, for always raising your hand but then saying the wrong answer. Thank you, recording device, for allowing me to still teach my class when I'm absent. Thank you, Dallas Stars, for giving me hope when my students couldn't. Thank you, students, who always fall asleep during the videos I show in class. And thank you, Big Ballin' and the Gilded Age, for teaching industrialism to my students.
Thank you, Miss Kine, for those very specific notes. Our last guest on the show tonight is Garland's most valuable ancient artifact, the lone survivor of the American Revolution, best friends with Winston Churchill. I'm glad to announce we have on the show Dr. William Scott Igo.
Hey, Rafi.
Hi, Doc.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Dr. Igo. So,
Hey.
are you happy to be here?
Well, I was, and then I started reading your timed riots.
Were they really that bad?
My grand giants could write better than you. Did I tell you that the 3-year-old is 6 feet tall and the 6-year-old is 10 feet tall? Did I mention they're giants? Did I mention my father owns Ozarka Water? Did I mention my son's the CEO of 24 Hour Fitness? Have I mentioned that I've been to Europe 56 times? Habe ich fließend Deutsch?
Maybe like once or twice.
I am. All those are true.
Oh, well, heard you had a surgery. How'd the 90th surgery go?
It was another knee surgery. They told me that I'll never be able to walk again, but you said, no, I gotta walk, and here I am. They said if you walk, your knee's gonna fall off one day because there's no more cartilage in it, but I think the reward of walking is worth suffering not having cartilage in between your kneecap and shin.
Exactly. Always so wise, Dr. Igo. And also I heard you're going to Europe this summer with a bunch of students, I think?
am.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
I need you to get out your copy of Gilbert and turn to map 6. You see Great Britain? Okay, now go straight down. You can see we're going to London. And then a little bit below is Portsmouth, where we go to Normandy, where I was on Omaha Beach. We go directly to Paris from there. We go through Germany, we go to Cologne, and we end in Munich, and that's when we fly back to the good old States.
And is this how you explained it to your students too?
Yes, sir. That's how I explain it to everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear you guys. How much is the trip, do you think?
The trip is 5 easy payments of $10,000, and so only the rich and elite can come. So if you're poor and you like me, it sucks to be you.
And this is your last year at Garland High School. How does that make you feel?
Relieved. I'm so tired of dealing with dumb students who don't know how to write. I'm so happy that I could just go and be free and shoot guns and build my atomic Holocaust shelter.
And when you talk about bad students, you're not talking about me, are you?
Oh, no, of course not. Oh. Hang on, I have to take this.
Oh, that's fine.
What? Another surgery? No, I'm going to Europe. You don't understand. You know, I work at a gun store and I'm not afraid to use my discount. Yeah, okay. See you on the 15th, Doc.
I'm guessing you have to go?
Yeah, I believe I do have to go. It was nice talking with you, sir.
It was nice having you on the show.
Thank you. Have a good night, y'all.
Dr. William Scott Igo, everyone. Well, that concludes the night, folks. We'd just like to thank all our wonderful guests for coming out tonight. Before we end tonight's show, we'd like to take a moment and remember those who couldn't be here today, probably because they didn't want to be here. All hail the king! The IB class of 2017 can't thank you enough for your extremely educational biology lessons. I mean, if you hadn't been there to read the slides to us, I wouldn't have understood anything. Miss Erin Martins, once an IB English teacher for juniors, now probably has her own juniors running around her house. So I guess nothing's really changed. Mr. Jacob Ramirez, a former TOK teacher who we all love and miss. Also, can someone please help him find his berries afterwards? He left screaming, "I want my berries!" for some reason. He might have meant he wants the paycheck that went to paying for my iPad. Just as she was beginning to touch our hearts, she really touched the heart of her boyfriend, who was engaged to her, and it was the reason she moved up north. Thanks a lot. Oh, Miss Mullen. Honestly, I'm not sure there's much you can say about her. I mean, if you actually taught for a full year, then maybe you could. Oh well. And finally, coming soon, our dear Dr. Igo, you scared us, intimidated us, and failed us. But we couldn't have possibly, maybe, hopefully, have passed the IB test without you. Ultimately, we really are truly grateful for all the teachers we've encountered these past 4 years. We wouldn't be the mature intellectual students we are now without your help. Thank you all, and good night.